I've got to say right out of the bat, this is an awesome monitor for gaming or anything else. This is LG's 27UD68P, and it's an Ultra HD 4K IPS 10-bit, although 8-bit plus 2 bits by PWM. Basically get an awesome FreeSync enabled monitor. Looking at it from the front, it's a very beautiful design, but on the back, oh my god, so much glossy plastic. This is an issue because the second I took the sort of plastic cover off, it was immediately dusty and covered in hairs and all that sort of stuff, which is a massive pain. In terms of inputs, you have a single display port in, as well as two HDMI 2.0s. You also have DC in and a headphone jack out. And in terms of maneuverability, you have 20 to -5 degrees of tilt and 110 millimeters of height adjust, and obviously rotating the display is just actually physically moving it. Now there is a little, there's ventilation at the bottom, as well as a sort of hat switch nipple type thing that allows you to navigate the menus, and it's actually really awesome. I really do like the way they've done the menu system. You can change the game mode quite quickly and easily, or you can go into the full menus and adjust the different picture modes, sharpness, also the color settings, response time, obviously turning FreeSync on or off, and that sort of stuff. And actually I really do like that. In terms of the color settings, it comes pre-calibrated out of the factory, and it looks absolutely amazing. This thing is just ridiculously beautiful to look at. The viewing angles are absolutely incredible no matter what angle you're looking at it, from side to side, top and bottom. It's just absolutely, incredible. In fact, I would actually go so far as to say it's possibly the nicest monitor to look at that I've generally reviewed at any point. So this is a really impressive thing to look at. Gaming, especially with FreeSync, is awesome as well. It's very overall smooth, especially with FreeSync on. And if you have a decent GPU, then it's a very impressive experience. I've got to say, I am really impressed with this monitor. The viewing angles, the colors, just everything about the actual panel display itself is fantastic. Now, there are some sort of downsides to it. Obviously the glossy plastic everywhere, especially on the entire back of the monitor, makes this a fingerprint magnet, makes it disgustingly hard to clean, and as soon as I took the protective film off, it was like a magnet for dust, hairs and everything that just gets lying around on the floor. It just attracted it, and by purely walking something like 50 feet from the filming room to this room to put it on the table and test it, it attracted an entire layer of dust across the entire back of it, which needed to be cleaned. So yeah, I really don't like glossy plastic on things, especially things that you end up touching, but regardless of that, the menu system is actually quite interesting. You can change the response time, which I found quite interesting, and the little sort of nipple button on the bottom is actually quite a nice way to navigate through the menus. There's no actual power LED as such. The button on the bottom can light up if you turn it on, but by default it just has a buzzer that sounds quite loudly, which I personally turned off and turned the power button LED on, but otherwise it's a very functional display. It allows for 10 bits per channel, which is awesome, and the color accuracy, while I don't have a specific tester, it is possibly the most beautiful screen that I've looked at in a long time. Obviously being 4K, the pixel density is excellent. For me, this is the perfect size for 4K, but obviously people differ. Some people like 1080p at 42 inches, so it varies per person, but for me this is the perfect size. It's absolutely beautiful. It even has FreeSync, so if you are planning on gaming on it, if you have an AMD GPU, which actually there aren't that many AMD GPUs that can properly handle 4K that can also use FreeSync, so that's an interesting line. But yeah, if you do have an AMD GPU that can use FreeSync, then this is still a very nice display for that, and obviously you can run games at 1080p on the monitor if you want to and that sort of thing, so that's not too much of an issue. But yeah, I just want to make it clear, the viewing angles and the color accuracy, or at the very least the colors, are absolutely beautiful and fantastic, and this really is a pretty amazing monitor. In terms of scoring, I'm going to go, I think, for a 4 for 5 for money. It's about £100 more expensive than the AOC 4K monitor that I reviewed a couple months ago, and I'll leave a card for that up above. But so for basically the exact same thing, both have FreeSync, both have very similar inputs, give or take, but obviously that one being IPS and 10-bit per channel and absolutely beautiful. It's, there is a difference there. Performance has to be a 5. Functionality, again, I'm going to go with a 5 here. It's pretty fantastic. In terms of styling, I'm actually going to go with a 4. It's really beautiful to look at, but it's only beautiful to look at for the first 3 seconds before all the dust turns up, and then it's is pretty naff. And in terms of TechteamGB score, I think I'm going to go for a 4.5, and despite all the glossy plastic, it's going to have to be a gold award. It's an absolutely fantastic monitor. I really do love the panel itself. Gaming on it was a lot of fun and just very beautiful to look at. So yeah, if you're a gamer, a designer, or a creative type, or just want an awesome monitor, this is something that I highly recommend. So I guess that's kind of it. If you have any questions about the monitor or anything else, feel free to leave those in the comments down below, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. If you're buying this monitor, by the way, please do use my Amazon affiliate link. It genuinely helps me out and keeps the lights on and cameras rolling and PCs running and all that sort of stuff. So that would be fantastic. And if you're buying anything else, please do use those links, the more general links in the description too. Feel free to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well for updates, new reviews and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, other than that, as I said, don't forget to subscribe and like if you did enjoy it, and we'll see you all in the next video.